You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Archer After Show.
Well, hello there, Internet. Fancy seeing you here. Welcome back, everybody. This is AFTERBUZZ TV. We're talking Archer today. Season 5, Episode 6. Again, a very aptly named episode, Baby Shower. Before we get started, I just want to say we are very pleased to have a special guest with us in the studio tonight. Huge fan of Archer, Naomi Kyle. You probably know her from the host of IGN's The Daily Fix, and we are very excited to have her.
Yeah. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ.
Yeah. And all of us, well, we're schmucks. We're nothing, but we better introduce ourselves anyways. I'm Greg Goodness.
I'm Roya Taheri.
I'm Scott Moore.
I'm Zach Wilson, and in honor of our guest, I brought a bottle of Glengooley Blue, which I ripped out of the television in a Willy Wonka-esque bit of ingenuity.
I saw it. It was pretty badass. Not gonna lie. It was pretty good.
Zach, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the drink of choice of the elite of the elite.
Oh, yes.
In the Archer universe.
But only in the Archer universe.
And now in the AFTERBUZZ TV studio.
Yes.
Staying classy, Zach.
If anybody,
drink it on air.
What? I'm not afraid of my alcoholism.
I embrace mine, so it's okay.
I'm gonna.
As you saw, Roya didn't even wait a second there. She already had her cup.
Don't forget me.
Can I have some more?
Can I have some more?
You guys chat. I'm gonna pass around some scotch.
Yeah, we gotta hook everybody up here. We're going crazy in the studio right off the bat. You know
it's
who
a danger
else?
zone.
Well, it is exactly like danger zone. You know who else went crazy tonight in the Archer episode that we just watched? Kenny Loggins. My God, we actually had him on the show.
How great.
K-Log.
How perfect.
K-Log on the show.
And he knows karate? What is this?
How insane? Yeah, how insane is Kenny Loggins that we just previously assumed he was this mild-mannered country singer who was able to sing Danger Zone, but apparently he has karate skills. He has 6 bodyguards. And he also has in his suitcase, did we ever figure out what that was?
No, a human soul, but, you know.
Yeah,
the human soul. That's kind of my hope, but how crazy would that be? That would not be that Archer.
All right, I'm back in my seat.
And I know.
I think you need to turn that the right way.
There we go. There we go. I was gonna say if we were fancy and had a big budget, that we would just taken the glass right out from underneath the desk with the shot already in it. Or
manufacture those and start selling them.
But I could speculate on what was in that briefcase for so long. It was glowing, but it was
very nice
up.
glow.
Yeah, a little purplish pink light.
Pinkish.
Yeah. A little spacey. It looked like something from space, maybe.
It could have been space rocks. Maybe it's new power cells for Barry if he's coming back.
I was gonna say maybe it's Ziz. Cross promoting your other show. I was
Ziz. Watch Helix.
No, you're reaching in deep on that one. You're going back to a deep cut of Archer.
It could happen. You never know.
What if Kenny Loggins is in cahoots with Barry? Who knows who Borgner is?
That's right, Borgner. We don't know who that is.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys, is Kenny Loggins was featured so prominently in this episode. Do you think that he might actually be coming back for a future episode?
I don't know. I feel like when they have guest stars, they don't usually come back.
I know that wasn't like he's not coming back.
Yeah.
I don't have inside information here. I don't know if that's true or not, but
no, it's all just wild speculation, and that's the fun of it. I kind of want to see him come back. He obviously has moves that could lend to helping in the Archer universe.
Right. Although they're not really an agency anymore, so do they really need someone who could fight? What are they doing?
They could probably use some muscle around to help with all the cocaine.
You gotta help with the drug trade. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Kenny Loggins, the bodyguard.
Yeah. And he has this precious stone or whatever it is. I'm saying it's a stone.
Right. We gotta know what was actually in the suitcase, so it's almost like he has to come back so we can find out.
Yeah.
I also just really enjoyed the human soul suggestion from Archer.
Plutonium or human soul.
It did kind of have the glow from Raiders.
Ooh.
The end of Raiders.
Tying it in, Zach.
Look at all these tie-ins today.
Yeah, you really did your research prior to coming on tonight.
Research.
As he drinks deep. Not only do I want him to come back, but I have to say I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised, that he did a really great job with all of his voiceover acting. Like, I was convinced. Normally you have someone who comes into the universe of voice acting, not really familiar with it. You get this kind of stilted, like, hi, I'm Kenny Loggins, and this is Archer. But no, he sold it, right?
Totally sold it. Yeah, kind of like, I was surprised, thinking back to the Anthony Bourdain episode.
Yeah, right.
He did a good job, and so they just seem to have a knack for picking good non-voice actors that do pretty good. On this show, so
I mean, they're both voice talents. Anthony Bourdain hosts his show, so
you do a lot of VO and everything.
That's true.
But Kenny Loggins hasn't really. But the thing I liked,
he's a singer.
Exactly. But the thing I liked about it though was the fact that he was able to poke fun of himself and really just let that character, the character of himself, and kind of play with that and not take it too seriously. So I did love the fact that he just went
kind
ahead
of turning
and did full
into
out.
a Simpsons, thing, where they have guest stars and. They become characters.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's always fun.
Yeah,
why not?
Anytime we can make anything more like The Simpsons, I think I've made my position on this very clear in the past. If we can just get to that season 4 of The Simpsons all over again, then we'll be great. That's a really great point, though, is that he's a singer, number one, so he does have that background. But that, he's coming into it fresh. He's coming into it excited. And I think it really showed in this episode. That it's able to get across that particular brand of crazy and making fun of himself.
Yeah, making fun of himself, I think, is the key there. He was able to poke fun of himself and not take it too seriously, which is always a fun thing.
Super important, too, I think, for characters.
Yeah, whenever you have a celebrity coming in and they're too worried about their image or how this is going to be perceived.
Which is exactly what he talks about in the episode.
I demand to be called K-Log.
I don't think the K-Log thing is working for you.
Even Ricky was against that. Ricky, his bodyguard, who I think is going to be Pam's new lover. Just going to say.
I think he already was.
And he's not a bad-looking dude.
No. Good for Pam.
She looks good now. He looks good. I mean,
they both like to crack their necks.
They can beat up each other now and then and enjoy it.
Hey, the sexual tension was palatable.
That was great foreplay right there. Cracking each other up and
little UFC-ness.
Yeah.
Little UFC-ness. Love it. Other little things in the world of Archer that are coming along. Lana's baby, you guys.
Oh, that was a good one. Good little twist there. I like how you tied that in.
I've been working.
He did his research over the past week.
I've been working on my transitions very hard, you guys.
He practices them in the mirror.
Exactly. No, but we actually get to see Lana's baby, I think, in this season has been very much in the background. It's every once in a while we'll get a hey-o from Lana like, hey, we're pregnant, remember? We have a baby inside of us. But this is the first episode that we dove
head first and nailed it, like
into that most pressing of issue, the baby shower.
Yeah. But you know what? We can officially put a quash on one of last week's predictions. She did not open the episode reading a magazine.
Me under the bus.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, you're absolutely right. And I didn't even catch that.
See, last week, one of us, I can't remember who it was.
Guilty.
Greg. Why don't you just get, right?
Noticed a pattern. She's always opening the episode reading a magazine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not today.
They
jinxed it, man.
The baby.
Yeah.
She's getting in the way of things.
She was trying to, just trying to sleep.
Just trying to sleep.
That's all.
Poor Lana.
I think what this baby shower means, though, is that we're actually going ahead with this thing. Because I can't remember who it was, but way back when we had an earlier theory as well that maybe Lana wasn't actually pregnant. Or at least that thought had crossed my mind.
I was always on team baby. Yeah, I knew that was going to be part because that was going to be part of the character, part of the evolution.
And there was no
of the
hesitation
season.
when she would talk about
it,
other than who's the father. But
right.
I think she was pretty, sure.
Yeah, she's committed to this baby.
Yeah,
like, they're not gonna
if it was a lie, we'd get
it.
some something out of her that would seem. I'm not too sure you're telling the truth there.
I'm still saying Ray.
It could very
Oh
well
my
be
god.
I'm sticking with Archer. I'm Team Archer.
I know, but you know what? It was interesting because they kind of teased you a little bit more. Like you felt like you were going to find out in this episode, and
because they start talking about how obviously Cyril is not the father. They kind of hammer that home point, and it does open up that door where I was at least sitting on the edge of my seat, like, is this going to lead to something else? And they didn't. They just teased us.
Even at the end, that moment between they would have been a perfect. Goddamn.
But what a great baby shower it turned out to be. I wish I could be so lucky when I have my baby.
Yeah, I was actually touched. I was like, this is an episode of Archer that I'm like feeling the emotions. It was a beautiful, beautiful little get together, and the fact that everyone pulled together to make it happen.
Woodhouse was on top of it.
I was like, Lana, you better enjoy this.
Yeah, be appreciative.
Yeah.
Woodhouse did well with $200.
Yeah.
It was 400 that he was given, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He pulled a fast one on me then.
It's an awfully steep cut for Woodhouse.
Yeah.
But good on him. He deserves it. He takes enough gruff.
He bought enough to OD.
Yeah.
Just like he was told.
Naomi, that is a great point, though, that the rest of the characters actually came together in this episode for Lana, because not only have we been sort of dismissing this baby entirely throughout the season, but all the other characters have failed to acknowledge this baby in the slightest. They keep making Lana go into situations where she can get shot and run over by
she
bikers.
also puts herself in those situations to an extent, but yes.
But to an even larger extent, your friend should definitely be stepping in and stopping you from putting yourself in those situations if you have a bun in the oven.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Agreed.
But yeah, they all came together and were super nice to her and actually showed that, maybe this can be sort of a ragtag family getting together.
It's pretty rare that Archer has feels in it.
Yeah. Well, it still is, because he's like, oh, it's Kenny Loggins, but in comes, Woodhouse with his carriage, and he's all mad at first. He's like, no, this was my crib when I was a kid, and he's like, okay, fine. He but that's the other thing, I think for Archer, he's always he's never serious, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That was proven once again at the end, very slightly, but
it was great. I felt like there's 2 episodes now back to back with him sort of having the feelings and everything. Last week it was like he was taking responsibility for Pam and kind of stepping up a notch, and then I felt again tonight he was sort of stepping it up a little bit too. It was kind of cool to see that, because you are so used to him being the the fuck up and just doing all the stupid things every week, and 2 weeks in a row now where he was kind of being Mr. Responsible, looking after his ladies.
A baby's a big deal, Archer has to. I think also Archer wants it to be his. Is my
desperately.
Thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I think he definitely wants it to be his, and feels a responsibility to Lana at that point.
I mean, hearkening all the way back to the premiere episode of this season, where he was absolutely devastated when Lana said, I would rather lose the baby than have you be the father, which is a super mean
And then he walks out, but then makes it a joke again, like always.
Yeah. Interesting little cycle pattern going on. Also like to point out how ironic it is that Archer is stepping up his responsibility levels in his position as a cocaine runner. It's like that's the job that takes you to the new mature level. I don't know. I'm proud of him. I'm happy. I'm the proud papa watching my thing that I had nothing to do with.
You've contributed by being a loyal viewer, Greg.
Day one.
I've been there from the beginning.
That's right.
Watch them grow. You probably have watched us grow, viewing audience. See, I'm getting so much better.
Oh my god, these
enjoying
segues are
the transitions sort of lose a little bit of their luster when you call them out.
No, I have to call attention to it every single time.
Because they are growing.
Point is, we're growing, and it's because of you, the lovely AfterBuzz fans. Yay! We appreciate you guys watching. We appreciate you guys listening. If you want to get your daily fix of us or pretty much any other AfterBuzz show that you can imagine, you just have to go on iTunes. That's it. Everyone has it. Don't pretend like you don't. And if you don't, you really should get it because it's fantastic.
Unless you're like Meryl Streep, then you probably don't. But
exactly.
I totally see what you did there, Greg.
But you go in, you subscribe to us. You can rate all of our podcasts. You can comment. You can tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. that sort of thing. We definitely appreciate it. You can also check us out on the YouTubes and give us some thumbs up or some comments. We do have to give a couple of shout-outs this week. Specifically,
thumbs ups.
Yeah. The lights flickered there.
GGMC was talking about last week's episode. He thought it was less than stellar. Ooh, which, I don't know, GGMC, but he attributed that to this actually, and this was a good catch, it was a episode co-written between Adam Reed and Ben Hoffman of The Ben Show on Comedy Central. So if you felt like last week maybe wasn't quite what you were used to seeing, a little bit different tonally, GGMC, good call.
It was
on
a good
that.
call, actually, because I did think it was a little bit different. I had a few friends afterwards that told me wasn't quite their favorite of the season, so it was a good catch there.
Yeah. Samantha Renee and the Dope God 1134 both comforted us because none of us had seen Smokey and the Bandit. And that's what the episode was based on. So thank you guys for making us feel better. Diane Sutherland giving us a general shout out to Archer and pretty much everything that we're doing. Thank you, Diane. Just a general blanket. Well done. It's good. And Jam 5 Bam thinks that one Mr. Zach is quite the cutie pie.
Yeah.
I'm turning red.
Yeah. So watch out, man. You got a fan.
The line between fan and stalker is thin, so
Very, very fine line indeed, but embrace it.
But where can they find you, Zach?
either way, I'm on board.
What's your address?
Cautious but optimistic. Again, Naomi, we just want to say we're so happy to have you here. So thank you very much for coming in and talking to Archer with us. We do want to plug, you are hosting IGN's The Daily Fix.
Yes. The Daily Fix, it's on IGN.com, and it's always there pretty much every day.
All right,
except for
very
weekends.
Cool. And I understand that you're working on a Atari documentary, right?
Yes.
What's all that about?
So Xbox Entertainment is creating a documentary based off the mythical Atari burial site, or burial site.
E.T.?
Well, yeah, so the E.T. game, apparently millions of copies were buried somewhere in New Mexico, and the documentary is focusing on the excavation of that. So I'm going to get to cover it.
Wow.
Which is going to be crazy.
Excavation. Are they fossilized cartridges?
Who knows what they can find? Apparently the place was cemented, so we'll see.
So you have to chip away.
They're going to have to chip away each little there are like maybe millions down there, so it's going to be a lot of work.
So fascinating.
It sounds really awesome. The nerd in me is like,
me too.
wow.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, but I also feel like all that time and effort could be spent on very more scientific things. Like
No,
hey,
Greg.
this is the first excavation in video game history.
Okay. No,
Gotta give it that.
I am super on board.
Except for Minecraft.
Yeah. Well,
I don't play that game.
Come on. Minecraft's awesome.
And
Minecraft is awesome.
you're also
agree.
working on something for Geek and Sundry, correct?
Yeah, I shot a show with Geek and Sundry. I can't really give too much about what it is, but it's airing in March,
tease.
and I'll be teasing about it soon
Okay.
on my Twitter page.
All right.
So yeah.
Sweet. Why don't you remind them where they can find you?
where's
on
that?
the-
Yeah, so they can find me at Naomi Kyle on Twitter.
All right.
Plain and
Very
simple.
cool. Internet. That's the thing where shady
Yes.
things happen. Not necessarily your Twitter feed, but other shady things.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's true. The
On certain
internet
days.
is quite the place.
I'm trying to figure out where you're going with that segue.
Hold on. It all comes around, guys. Internet is where some shady things happen. Krieger doing some shady things on the internet in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for
You were just
See that one
on
coming?
the ball.
Did we just cover that? I was a little thrown off, but
we
haven't covered it yet.
I appreciate that half-hearted vote of confidence.
Hey.
That's really...
I believe in you.
At least somebody does, Greg. At least somebody.
Harsh, man.
Unnecessary. My feelings. Krieger is essentially setting up in this episode, I guess, a Bitcoin / doggy coin / other cryptocurrency.
Yeah, like a Silk Road type setup here. On
Kriegerans.
Yes, that was what it was called.
Yeah.
Kriegerans.
I marked that down. That was just a weird way to call it.
The biggest laugh of the episode for me.
was Krieger.
And I didn't even hear it. Like,
yeah,
what?
because he was laughing.
Yeah,
too hard.
like, what? What was it?
I would have expected, Kriegi coins or something.
Well, it's
equally...
playing off of Krugerrands, which are some kind of currency that I'm not fully aware of, but I know that it's a thing.
Okay.
Again with your research.
I know. You.
Yes.
No wonder why you have people crushing on you.
What I was amazed about was that this is a very timely topic to skewer, because I know that normally the production cycle on this show is pretty long, so Adam Reed must have had to really jump on the Silk Road / cryptocurrency bandwagon on this one.
It's been around for a while. It goes in and out of the news as they like crack a new case or whatever on it, and Bitcoin just keeps getting bigger and bigger in the news.
Yeah, well, especially, I guess... What made it particularly well-timed was that obviously Mt. Gox collapsed in on itself. So Bitcoins were back in the news.
And in a big way over the past couple weeks, but definitely the Silk Road thing has been an ongoing controversy. So, yeah, it was great to have that tie-in, I thought.
Interesting to see the return of the weird, shady time period, though, because all of those computers, obviously, just like green on white, super old school dial-up modem, yet somehow Krieger has concocted Krieger coins and a Silk Road early version of it.
Well, even K-Log was dressed in Vice outfit, like in a Vice shirt and tie and all that. Not tie, but
it's Archer Vice.
I know, but they set it up. They made it match.
Yeah. No, they're really committing to the time period of this episode.
Well, I guess in the first 4 seasons of Archer were like the 1950s meets 60s, the current era.
Right.
This is like the 70s
80s,
Vice, 70s, 80s meets the current era.
So that all fits in.
Sort of.
The internet was sort of being developed around then, so it also works. Of course, it's all just a giant laundering scheme, so that all works out just fine in the end.
Or it doesn't when it all gets returned to sender.
But then it goes back to Pam, who obviously needs tons and tons of cocaine at this point.
I really want some Mentos now. I don't know why. Anyone?
I love how every week we get a new device of how like Pam is ingesting
because that's
cocaine.
All she eats.
Right.
I mean, so wherever everything she puts in her mouth now is gonna be that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It was like the what was it? The cocaine donuts, and now the mints.
Donuts. Now, the Mentos.
So far, we have like a cocaine body cast, a cocaine cupcake, a cocaine donut, a cocaine Mentos. Who knows what we're gonna get?
Cocaine fried chicken.
Yeah. We'll get Ooh, and cocaine mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Stray observations. I just like to point out that first off, Kenny Loggins playing her baby shower is just amazing and a perfect way to finish up the episode. Also, again, little animation detail. Lana's look while Mallory is explaining the concept of having a wet nurse as like a modern thing is amazing. I don't know what eyebrow they had to tweak and what little microscopic facial thing they tweaked on her to make that look perfect, but it absolutely did look perfect.
Well, and when they were in the, which I had written down too, in the, what was it, the Tuntmore Towers, when they're up at the pool area, and I thought that animation was really great too. I wrote it down, where they're just kind of hanging over the edge and you see the cars below, and I was like, that was fantastic. I love that with the animation. It's fantastic this year.
Beautiful episode for sure. Any other stray observations that you particularly found tickled your funny bone?
The one thing came back. I don't know if you guys know that, like, call back to what was the first time? Oh yeah, only two of one things or whatever he goes on about, that sort of bit came back. That's all I noticed. Yeah.
Oh,
but in terms of animation, I haven't gone that deep yet.
It's something that if you watch like from season 1 to season 5, you're talking about binge watching. It's really apparent if you jump between like season 1 and 5 or anything like that.
Well, 4 and 5 I noticed were just some huge. There were some great crazy moments. Like the action sequences are way more detailed and really cool looking.
Yeah, which we've talked about in the past, like especially from last season when they were falling off the skyscraper and everything. Just the amount of stuff that went into that animation is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right on.
Can we talk a little bit about the opening with Cherlene practicing and Archer on the jug?
Yeah. Oh my God, the jug!
Man, I am blowing this jug.
Woodhouse is on the drums, because sure, of course.
Yeah. Why not?
But Archer doesn't get an instrument; he just gets a jug.
Yeah. But he was playing the heck out of it.
He was.
Yeah.
He was also really drunk, I think, in that opening
He
sequence.
emptied the jug.
Yeah.
That's right. Now it all ties
That's
together.
how he got to
Playing Red Fern for you. Yeah.
That was a great exit line. I'm playing Red Fern.
Which I don't know. We were trying to figure out what Red Fern is. Do you guys know what that is?
I think it's an old country standby.
Okay, that's what we were thinking.
Yeah, I could
So
be
you can
wrong
figure
on
it
that.
out.
Again, it seems like every time I need to know like a
I know.
cultural background on something, it just completely escapes
Internet
me.
will let us know for
Yes.
next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will let us know.
Let us know what Red Fern is. Speaking of next week, guys, I think that brings us into that oh-so-lovable spooky theremin music.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, why don't we just go around the horn here, guys, based on what we saw this week and all the weeks leading up to it. What do you think is going to happen on Archer?
Oh, man.
That's
If I
right.
didn't make eye contact.
In the
it
hot
wouldn't work.
You're like, if I don't look at him, maybe I won't have to go up.
Well, Archer's gonna get drunk. Let's just put that out there. He's gonna get drunk and get into a fight. I'm really good at predicting, guys. I'm so good. And I want Pam to be eating a cocaine. Oh, she already ate a cupcake, right? So it's got to be. Well, fried chicken was a good one, but I'm not gonna steal that. How about cocaine? Something with Mexican food.
Cocaine burrito?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
There
go.
we go. Thank you.
I'm sticking with my cocaine mashed potatoes because now that you've got with the fried chicken, I want my cocaine mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
there
usually
for
it
Pam.
stems on something white, right? It's
Right.
always a white.
Like a
Food
sugary,
or-
powdery,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going with a cocaine Monte Cristo.
Very good one there. Get the little powder
fried
on it.
sandwich
Yeah, you
with-
get the powder on it there, the
Yeah,
powdered
exactly.
cocaine.
Naomi, any predictions? Anything you think you're going to see? Anything you want to see?
I want to see more of Pam kicking butt. I think she does
Right.
good at that. Like, I love that she's this energy, and she's so good at being an agent.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
almost sad that she was never a part of like the on the field doing
Right.
the hard stuff that Archer gets to do.
Yeah.
You are
I
just
feel-
singing my song. Right?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see her kick butt again. Like she really did it this time too.
She did.
She kicked that what could be her potential future love mate. We shall see.
That's a great prediction. as
Yeah,
well.
if she I want to see that bodyguard Pam relationship
Ricky?
evolve.
Yeah.
Bound chicken.
That would be nice.
Let's get Pam a love interest.
Yes.
For once.
For once, something that
right.
isn't just a casual. Well, let's
Right.
not go into the details.
With Pam, it's always scary.
It's always
The details are scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. Something a little more than just the cocaine, so the cocaine can just be her side glove. Just be her full-time
Well, I
love.
think that'll stick the whole way.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
my prediction.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
she,
She's got to try all the food groups and,
Yeah.
and maybe move into beverages.
keep that nice body.
Yeah.
That's why she does it.
I know this isn't going to happen, but I really want it to happen. I want to see the return of Krieger Bitcoins, Krieger coins, Kriegeroins.
Kriegerans.
Kriegerans,
Kriegerans.
I just want to see that currency take over in the world of Archer
Yeah, that'd be
somehow.
great.
But I don't think it will.
That would be
Anyways,
awesome.
guys, that about does it for us. Wrapping it up here. One more time, go around the horn. Let's all tell them where they can find us.
Darn it. Well, you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya. And I have a question for you, Naomi. So, what's your game platform choice? I know you answered some questions on Being Human earlier.
Yes.
But what is your platform choice or...
At the moment?
Yes.
Xbox One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Even though I've been doing the PC thing a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely Xbox One all the way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You can find me on the Twitter at SMan80, that's SMAN80, and here this Sunday for the season finale of Looking.
I'm Zach Wilson. You catch me on Twitter at @ZachWilson, and also here at AfterBuzz on Grimm, Chosen. All of us on Chosen.
We get to talk Grimm.
Yeah, Grimm, Almost Human,
That's an awesome
Helix, Almost Human finale is tomorrow, and coming up this Sunday, Resurrection. Which I'll be
So you
hosting.
basically live here.
Naomi, one more time,
Yes.
tell them where they can find you.
Right, you can find me at Naomi Kyle on Twitter, Instagram, the Naomi Kyle, and on IGN.com every day, except weekends.
and you
Actually,
got a
Saturdays
Facebook-
sometimes.
Sorry, you got a Facebook page
I have
too,
a
yeah?
Facebook page, Naomi Kyle Fans. Pretty simple.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
go check it out.
Everyone, I've been Greg Goodness. You can find me on Twitter at Greg Goodness. Again, painfully simple. I'm actually kind of mad at myself. I'm not more creative. But thank you all for tuning in. Naomi, thank you again for coming in.
Thank you.
Guys,
Yeah.
It's been a blast. Raise the roof.
And of course, thank you guys for tuning in. We always appreciate it. We'll catch you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.